If you're watching this video, chances are you're a small business owner who's trying to figure out how to run Google Ads in the most profitable way possible, and welcome to my channel. If you run a small business in this day and age, you must simply stop waiting for your customers to magically find you on social media. If you're a small business, Google Ads might feel scary, I know. Spending money on something that feels risky when you haven't even made that much money yet, that feels like a big leap of faith. But here's the thing. When you know the right Google Ads strategy, Google Ads won't feel like a gamble anymore. It simply feels like the right investment. And that investment can be the thing that takes your business from barely surviving to finally giving your family the lifestyle that you dream about. Here's why you have to do Google Ads. If you've ever been to Florence, Italy, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. Unless you're a wine window in Florence, which is something very common. People line up to get wine from a window. That's really a fun experience. So unless you're one of those wine windows, customers won't just stumble across you on social media. That's not how it works anymore. It actually hasn't worked that way for the last 15 years. Search engines have always been the primary revenue generator for businesses. If you're a salon, a bakery, a barber, the good news is people are searching for you. But if you're not running Google Ads for that search, then your customers are hiring your competitors. So the key here is that you need to show up in that exact moment when they're looking. That is the power of Google Ads. What many business owners don't realize about Google Ads is that the more specific your keywords are, the less money you waste. So if you're a plumber, you can't just run ads on the keyword plumber. Expect that money to be wasted in a matter of hours. Let's say you're a plumber in the Scottsdale area. Your keyword should look like this: emergency plumber in Scottsdale. If you're a wedding venue, don't run keywords on wedding venue because most people want specific things. And if you're a wedding venue and if you offer an intimate wedding experience with exclusive Red Rock views, you have to weave that into the keywords somehow. And that is the way to find the right customers for you. And when you run specific keywords like that, you won't show for more generic searches, and this is going to be to your advantage. So let's dive into ad copy a little bit. Ad copy is a very important component of your ad campaign, and it needs to be sharp. And here's the thing about ad copy. And I say this with love. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but nobody cares about how great you are. Nobody cares about how great your business is, how long you've been in business, what awards you won. People care about what they can get from your business if they were to hire you. So what does this concept mean? This is confusing, right? If your ad copy says, we've been in business for 20 years, that doesn't really move anyone. You need an emotional reaction. But if your ad says, same day service, 24/7 support, free estimate, then people start paying attention and clicking. Why? Because that is the benefit in it for them. They always try to find what's in it for them, and it has to be good for them. So bottom line is focus on the benefit of what you're offering versus how great you are as a business owner. Write ads that sound like you're solving a problem for them, because that's exactly what they're searching for. Someone that can solve their problem. So let's talk about something very tactical, but is very powerful about Google Ads. Smart bidding. When you're a small business owner, your first instinct is to run exact match keywords, phrase match keywords, because you don't want to show for close variants of your keywords. For example, you're selling premium bouquets for weddings, and you don't want your business to show for funeral flowers. And because of that, you think that the best keyword modifier for your Google Ads is exact match or phrase match. Well, Google Ads technology has changed tremendously over the years. And surprisingly, sometimes broad match keywords work better with smart bidding. And the reason for that is the design of the keyword products. Exact match and phrase match directly to the search term. So it doesn't utilize any audience signals. It doesn't utilize any demographic data. It doesn't utilize any browser signals. It directly speaks to the search term. So it will do what you want it to do. But the risk with that is you can also attract a lot of competitors, people that don't have the intent to buy because they're just curious and they're doing a Google search to see who's running ads on things. They can see your ads. And you can also limit your impressions because somebody else is running broad match keywords and they're getting all of the impressions because they're more brave and they're using a technology that speaks directly to smart bidding. Broad match keywords actually use audience signals. Google knows your browser history, your interests, what you're in the market for, what you're dying to buy, and what your problems are, your age, your location, your gender. So when you run broad match keywords, it works perfectly with automated bidding strategies like maximize conversions or target CPA because those two products are designed to speak to each other. And that is the reason why Google has been pushing it for many years. Every time you receive a call from a Google rep, they're going to tell you, hey, advertiser, you can get a higher performance if you switch your keywords to broad match. And a lot of times we hate them. And we think that they're trying to make us spend more money, and that's part of the story. But that also means that any keyword that you might be overlooking is going to show up in broad match, and you're going to have a lot more visibility and a lot more precision with targeting because you're using a powerful tool that is supported by machine learning and AI. So my advice on this is if you started your campaign with exact match and phrase match, and you realize it isn't really going anywhere, you're not getting a lot of impressions, meaning not a lot of people are seeing your ads aren't being triggered enough, you can't spend enough money, you're not spending your daily budget, these types of signals you're getting from your campaign, then it might be the right time to test in a separate ad group some broad match keywords to see if you can get a better quality traffic. Now, with that switch, you're going to expect some broader traffic. So you have to make sure that there's a really strong negative keyword strategy. And for that, you might need an expert to sit down and strategize that negative keyword strategy with you so that you don't show up for searches that don't generate revenue for your business. For example, if you're a premium product seller, you don't want searches that include free, low cost, low budget kind of keywords. And I actually have a list that has about 1,000 negative keywords that can be applied across the United States to every single search campaign. I will include that in the video description. You can snag that and apply it to your campaigns, and you can thank me later. One thing I want to say is, if you're ever trying to compare social media to Google Ads, here's the thing. You can keep waiting for social media to favor you one day, but that's a very slim chance. Even the viral accounts that you see on social media every day, just because you don't see the ads that they're running on social media doesn't mean that they didn't run them. You might think that they organically reached that performance, the 800 million followers and the 5,000 likes, but 95% of the time, people run paid ads to look like they went viral organically. And what's more important is that going viral doesn't mean anything unless the 5,000 likes turn into a sale. In a lot of cases, they don't. What turns into a sale is a Google Ads impression. One right impression on Google Ads can turn into tens of $1,000s worth of sale for your business, even if your social media has 200 followers. The reason for that is that the two platforms are significantly different in terms of buying intent. Social media is for people that are trying to consume entertainment. Social media usage is a time to consume fast food. If what you're selling is high-end steak, people are not going to buy your steak on social media. I hope this analogy made sense. Social media is an escape from the real world. So your actual paying high quality customers do hang out on social media too. But when they're on social media, they are not ready to buy. They're not in that buying mindset. When they're in that buying mindset, they're on Google. And when they find you on Google and they go to your landing page, chances are, if they're not fully convinced, they might find you on social media. And that's where that's why it's a good idea to keep your social media as a nice portfolio for your business. For when people find you on Google and want to see your social media, it's a great tool. But they're not going to find you on social media first and hire you. That's actually very rare. If all of this sounds very overwhelming, I totally get it. That's why I offer free audits for small businesses that qualify. I'll personally review your account and show you exactly where you're losing money and how to fix it. Because the right strategy can really change everything for your business and your life and your family. There's a non-negotiable aspect to Google Ads that a lot of small business owners overlook, and it is literally wasting all of their ad budgets. Tracking. If you take nothing else from me today, take this. Set up conversion tracking. You have to track the main conversion action that you want people to take on your campaign. It could be form fills, phone calls, direct purchases on your website. You have to track your conversions the right way. You need Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, or a third-party tool, whatever you're using, you have to track it properly. You can't say, well, I'll know when I sell something. No. When you have your conversion tracking in place properly, your Google Ads bidding strategy will optimize for that conversion action. So if you're tracking sales, let's say you have a Shopify website, you're selling products and running Google Ads to it, and your conversion tracking works perfectly, Google Ads will find you more people who will buy from you because your conversion action is sales. That is why it's a non-negotiable. If you think there's something wrong with your conversion tracking, especially in e-commerce, you have to stop watching this video, find an expert that can audit your conversion tracking. Otherwise, turn off your campaign. It's not going to work. Here are my final thoughts about the topic. You can sit back and wait for the algorithm to bless you on social media, or you can show up exactly where and when they need you, and that's with Google Ads. And that is the difference between hoping your business grows and actually scaling it. Because the right strategy isn't just about ads, it's about building the life and business you've been dreaming of. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.